Hello everyone. In this lecture, rather in this video, we will cover some of your exam like questions on strings. So just in previous video, we looked at different aspect of strings. We defined it, what a string is. We looked at many of the built-in functionalities that Python supports for strings. And we also looked at some common example. Now, what we'll do here is we'll actually go through some of your uh, exam like questions taken from your recommended CBSE sources. So let us look at this question number 1, right, which is talking about. Let me increase the screen a bit, right. So it is talking about consider the following string my subject, right, my subject, and then it is assigning my subject as computer science. Now from here on it is asking, right, that what will be the output of the following string operations, right. So what we will do is first we will walk through, right, uh, these examples uh, based on our logic, and then we'll also execute it in the Jupyter notebook, right, to see whether actually our understanding is correct or not, right. So if you look at my subject and what it is doing, it is looking at, it is doing slice and dice, right. So it is actually looking at first as 0 and then going till length of the my subject. So you know what it will print, right, it will print everything from beginning till end, and so your expected output should be computer science. We were talking about this particular, right. Now let's look at second one, right. It is saying that it is negative index, right, -7 and then goes till -1, right. So what will happen, as you know, we can index it using negative numbers as well, right. And what happens with negatives, it will start from right. So E will be your -1, -2 will be C, N, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So your capital word yes will be your -7, and then it will go till end of it. So it should print you science. Then we also saw, right, that there could be double colon. What does it mean? So we are looking at print my subject, right, and typically what we have seen in this particular case is your my subject, right, will have your start, right, and then end, and then it is talking about a step, right. And we also know by rule, if a start and end is not present, right. So if a start is not present, what happens, you see the first empty column. If and is not present, what you see, the second empty column. It means that it is going from a start till end, and then a step is 2. So what it will do, it will print every second element from begin till end. So what you can expect here, capital C, M, U, E, right, and that way till end. What will be the length of my subjects? We are looking at fourth one, right. What will be your length of my subject -1? Your length will be count of characters, right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 13, 15, 16. So this should print you 15, right. What will happen with 2 into my subject? What happens when you are using a star, it will get replicated. So computer science right, should be replicated twice. Now the same thing, my subject from end, right? So what will happen in this case? It is saying that again when you are looking at my subject, right? My subject, and what you have here with negative indices, you go from end till start, and then you have your step function, right? So in this case, since nothing is mentioned, it will start at the rightmost character and then keep printing alternate one towards the beginning. So opposite of what you saw in case of item 3. So what will be the first character? E, then N, then I, then yes. That way it will continue. Now, what happens when you actually see as you are given an AND here? So again, always keep in mind whatever is not present in case of positive, a start is not there. So by default, a start will be 0, right? So you are talking from 0 till 3. And what will be 0 till 3? CO 0, 1, 2. And we also know that AND is exclusive, right? So it is not taken. So COM. And then my subject from 3 till end, right? So it will actually take everything from P till end. So it actually be printing you the whole of computer science, right? And then you are actually seeking swap case. So what will do swap case? Swap case is a built-in function which will change uppercase to lower one, right? So you can actually see capital C will become a small c, capital S will become a small s, and everything else will flip. Now, whether this starts with com, it should give you true, right? Ninth one. Is it containing alphanumeric? Yes, right? So let us, kind of whatever we have seen about this, let us execute, right? And see. Uh, so we have got my subject as computer science, right? And then let us start executing it one by one, right? So, subject, what happens? Okay. And then we do several pluses, then we do another plus, then we do another plus, another plus. We'll actually test it, right? So if you want to print from 0 till length, what it should do? It should print you computer science, right? What is the next one? From -7 till -1. We saw about it, right? What it should be printing? Tell me. It will start from capital S and go till end, and end is exclusive. So -1 will not be included, right? Then when we are actually talking about, alternate one, right? Let us see what happens. So it starts from capital C, and you know uh, it prints every alternate item. So capital C, then O M, then P U, right? Then E, then leave R, and there is a space. Then it leave S, then is a C. Then leave I, there is a E. Then leave L, there is a C, right? And then it doesn't go towards the end. Okay. Uh, so what we looked at. Now, if you try and do the same thing from end, right? What will happen? It will start from this E and then N, right? And then it will keep going I, S, and that way, right? Okay. -7 to -1, we saw it. What will be my length of this -1? What this should do? What this will be doing? The last one, right? Yes. then 2 times the my subject, right? Computer science. Then from end, we already saw it. Then if you take all till 3 and then from 3 till end, right? So it is going to concatenate all that we have seen so far, right? Computer science. Swap case. What will happen in case of swap case? Upper case will become lower, lower case will be becoming upper, right? Swap case. Does it start with comp? We know that yes, it is. Let us anyway execute it. It's very important for you to kind of practice around these questions, right? And then check whether it is having is alpha. So it is not alphanumeric, and so we are having it false, right? Now you have a my address, and it's actually kind of a long string, right? And say that we want to actually get it. Check here. Uh, it is saying that print it in lower upper, right? What will happen? You know it, right? Lower and upper will simply print it in all lower, all upper. I think we don't even need to check. My address count new. So what it will count? It will count the occurrence of this new, right? And how many times you have new? You have one new here, another new here, right? So you should print you two, right? Find and are find, right? So if you find, what will give you find? First occurrence of new. And where it will happen? At this one, right? And what is this? 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth one, right? And if you do the right find, then what will happen? Right find will actually be finding this one. So it will be actually coming from the right, the first occurrence, and then at what length it is, right? So now if you want to split it, right, on semicolon, right? So let us split it on various things, right? So if you split it on semicolon, right, what is going to happen? WZ minus 1, then new Ganganagar and new Delhi, right? So all these three will come, right? Had you done any groups and all, you should be aware of it, right? So first group and then everything in second group, those kind of things, right? Okay. If you don't specify anything, it will be a space. Okay. You can test it either way. It will be wherever it will see in a space, it will split it. Now, if you replace a new with old, right? If you replace new with old, what will happen? All occurrence of new will get replaced by old, right? Old. If you want to actually find, so as you saw, what is the difference between find and index? So if you find Agra, right, what will happen? If you find Agra, if it is present, it will return, otherwise it will return -1, right? But if you do the index of it, then it will actually be throwing you an error, right? And that error will be substring not found, value error, substring not found. And what about partitioning? So partition will also give you similar result, right? So this is a good review of the basics around all that we had here, right? Okay, cool. Now say you have to write a program to input lines of text from the user until enter is pressed, count the total number of characters in the text, including white space, total number of alphabets, total number of digits, total number of special symbols, and total number of words in the given text. Assume that each word is separated by one space. You have to write a program, right, where uh, unless the user enters, right, so read through it, right, and then what you can do is uh, you can replay this video. First thing you should do is now start. Now you are comfortable, you have seen string, you have seen several uh, specific uses of it, right? So you can actually stop this video here, right? Read about the question once again, right? And then try and implement it using built-in or supported string functionalities. Okay, so let us see how we can attempt this. So let us say we are writing a function named text analysis, right? Let us say we don't need any uh, specific input here because that has to be provided by user, right? So we are starting with our variable that will hold the user supported data, right? Now we can actually say while true, it means that we are writing an infinite loop where it is, right? So while true, we will actually be reading our say individual line by whatever input user enters, right? So you can ask user to please enter some text. When done, simply press enter. Okay. Now what we need to do, if line, right, is when actually user will simply press enter, then what will happen? Your line will be equal to empty string, right? So in that case, we can break, right? We can break from this while loop, which is an infinite loop. Otherwise, we can uh, add, right, our line plus a new line so that everything is actually there in a new line, right? Uh, Now we'll be done with this loop once user has actually uh, entered all the text. Now, and this will be available to us under variable text, right? So what will be the character count here? Our character count will be nothing but your length of, so this is actually a text of your built-in function, right? And then if you have to find out the alphabet count, how will do that? Your alphabet count, right, will be your sum of, right? So say that you are writing for C in text, right? What you are doing, you are writing a loop here for C in text. What if C is alpha, right? So as many time your C will be alpha numeric, right? We can take a sum of it, right? Then digit count, you can simply call each digit, right? So your digit count is going to be again simple. Your sum of C is digit, right, for C in text. So alphabet done, digit done, a special symbol count when it is not alpha numeric and it is not an space, right? So not C is alpha numeric and not C is a space for C in text, right? So a special symbol count, what we are doing here, not C is alpha numeric and not C is a space for C in text. Then how you can get your word count? How will you get your word count? You will get your word count by, yes, splitting. So you can simply split your text on space, right? Then done with this, what you can do? You can uh, print all these values, right? You can print all these values in this function. So you can print character count, and what will be your character count? How will you get it? Okay. So here you are going to simply provide your character count, this particular variable, right? In a similar way, you can uh, replicate this, right? For alphabet count, then we have digit count. So you can have your digit count here. Then you have a special symbol count. Okay. And finally word count. Now from this you can simply call our text analysis. Let us see if we run into some issues. So it is saying that enter, right? This is my CS string, and then you enter, right? We are looking at string calls. These are very well thought of built-in functions, right? Let us say we are done, we simply enter it, right? Uh, where we have seen the error, uh, uh, so a special symbol count, right? What it is saying is uh, no attribute is alpha numeric, right? Let us check C is alpha numeric. What is supported is alpha, and okay, social symbol. If not, yeah, I think this should be fine. Okay, so this is our string test module. We are testing built-in functions as well as preparing for the exam, right? Let's say done. So you will get here, right? You can verify whether character count, alphabet count, digit count, a special symbol count, or word count are correct or not. Okay. Digit count, this looks okay because alphabet is also counting the space. There is no digit. We should have tested it. If you want, we can test it. Uh, this is our 101 for string false. We expect to get at least 65 marks in theory as well as do well in practical. Okay, so here if you see your digit counts are 10165, right? uh, and that has also been counted in spaces. You can verify and see how it works, right? So it is just saying that capitalization, right? So write a user-defined function to convert a string with more than one word into title case, right? So what you can do, let us attempt it. Define title conversion, right? On your text, okay? And what you will do, if so split text is equal to text, and then you split it on uh, empty string, right? Or space. Then uh, if length of split text, right? If length of split text uh, is greater than 1, then what we have to do, uh, title text, right, is equal to for text in split text, right? What we do text का title, right? Okay. Then you can simply return your split text. Okay. Let us test with title conversion on hello world, right? Oh, we made a mistake here, right? So title text is not that mistake. You got it correctly, right? And then when you say only hello, then okay. So we have to assign your okay, and you got it right. Else we can return the split text, right? Okay, fine. Write a function delete character which takes two parameters. One is string, another is a character. The function should create a new string after deleting all occurrence of the character from the string and return the new string. How will go about it? You have to write a new function uh, delete character, right? And what it should be doing? It should be taking a string, or say it will be taking some text and a particular character, and what it should do, create a new string after deleting all occurrence, right, of the character from the string. So how you can do about it? Any idea? Which built-in function you will use? You can replace that character with empty, right? So text, you can replace um, your character with empty one, right? And then you can simply uh, return it. So if you want to check print, or anyway it will be called, right, delete character CBSE board, right? And then say you want to give B, right? So CSC board, right? That's correct. Digit sum function, right? So sum of digit, right? What you can do? Sum of digit, for digit in text, digit is digit, right? Okay. Blank replacement functions, you can replace all the blank by, you know, these, right? Okay, great. Sure. So with this, we have come at the end of, looking at lot of relevant questions from your exam as well as practice perspective around the string. Uh, in the next one, we'll do a similar coverage for least built-in data types. Stay tuned and like and subscribe the channel if this helps you in some way.